Now it's time for our next man up. In depth with this massive Cardinals win is our 12 Sports insider, Kent Summers, breaking down the game with us. Quite the impressive road performance from this team. Down 13 points at halftime, down 10 in the fourth quarter. But what about those halftime adjustments that made them come out with the win today?
Yeah, I mean, it was tremendous. At halftime, you're thinking, okay, they're down double digits to the 49ers on the road. This isn't going well. The Cardinals didn't have a lot going on either side of the ball. The 49ers were moving the ball. The Cardinals have made a couple of mistakes, and you thought, uh-oh. And I don't think you can overblow how important this game was. I mean, if the Cardinals had lost that game and dropped to 1-4, you know, their hopes of a winning season, the playoffs and all would have been severely damaged. Yes. So to come out in the second half and to do what they did, to force turnovers, to shut the 49ers down the way they did, and to play good offense and get back to who they were in the fourth quarter offensively, running James Conner, playing smash mouth, taking advantage, I think, of the heat there. I thought the 49ers wilted a little bit. That was how Jonathan Gannon, I think, envisioned this team being, especially in that fourth quarter.
Absolutely. We were reminded of how successful this team can be after the abysmal performance against the Commanders. Not just a great response in the half, but a great response from last week where we might have seen Kyler Murray really regress in his performance. But to stand tall, to close it out in this way, what are your thoughts on what K1 was able to do?
Yeah, and I think it's one thing to rally the troops and have guys work hard and they believe in the head coach. All that's great.
Right.
But at the NFL level, it's like, okay, what are you going to give me to help me do that? We saw that early in the game. They got Kyler Murray on the move. Second play of the game, he ran. Only one time did he run the previous week. And we were all going, this team is much better offensively when Kyler Murray's a threat to run.
Yes.
And he breaks a 50-yarder and calls his shot.
Yeah, how about that? Was that cocky or confident?
Again, well, you know, who cares? As long as he scores, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, and what's important is that set up that touchdown later to Elijah Higgins where they're at the goal line and he fakes it like he's going to run and all the way down to the detail where he tucks the ball in his left arm and then raises up and throws it. That's all set up earlier by some of the play calls. And then for them to be able to get James Conner going behind an offensive line that's a little bit beat up. But we saw James Conner take over that game. I think at one point midway through the fourth quarter, he had 6 consecutive runs that he averaged like 8 or 9 yards a run.
Okay.
And runs, I think, that were probably blocked for 3 or 4 yards.
Sure.
He was getting 8, 9, 10. One of them was 14.
That's pretty solid. Let's bring in Cameron Cox, who got to watch it all up close. It felt like a signature win, a statement win for JG and this group. What do you make of this performance from the head coach and his staff?
Well, first of all, I love the fact that Ken is talking details, and he said the word playoffs. Hope everybody heard that. He said the word playoff hopes. We'll see if that transpires. Guys, I'll say this. I spent a lot of this week talking with Cardinal fans coming off that Commanders loss, and I got the sense and vibe that there was like real fan fatigue. This team coming into this week was 10-34 in their last 44 games. Fans were tired of this losing. They were tired of this same old Cardinals conversation, and that's what you had coming out of that game last week. What you have today, I think, is a team that this Valley can rally around. They played hard, disciplined football, and this is a team that can do some things. They showed they can go punch for punch with this 49ers team, and if they can play like that, they can play with anybody in the National Football League. And to Kid's point, maybe, just maybe, they can be in that playoff conversation by the end of the year. But this is a team that fans have been asking for. This was a win fans have been asking for. I think it's time the Valley kind of rally around them in a sense.
Absolutely, Cam. Well said. Well,